Hello. Okay, this is part 2 of the sneak peek for this cube template pack that I'm working on. All right, so what have I changed? I took many of the recommendations and requests that I have gotten in the comments, and here's what I have added. All right, so some of the things I have done is I actually reduced the reflection on the cube. So it's not as bright and as strong as before. So I think that looks a little better. I think it actually looks a lot better. So there's just a slight reflection. I am going to publish a parameter so we can increase that reflection up or down. So if you want it to be more glossy or less glossy, we can do that. I also added the option to add text and also to remove the drop zone. So in case you do not want that drop zone and you just wanted to use a solid color, we can use that. What else did I do? There's a text as well. I'm going to apply the text to all sides. Also, I started playing around with different animation types. So now I have a simple turntable. So it just turns around on one axis. So over time, I am going to add different animation types. I'm going to try to play with different styles, some fast, some slow, some more animated. And this gives me a way to learn different things and different animation types. Also, someone had requested to turn off the background, so I did that. I added that in. Also, to change the background, so if you just want a color solid, we can do that. Or if we want to change the color, we can do that as well. If you want the gradient, I included the gradient so we can change those colors as well. Also, another request is if we could change the actual depth or a scale of the actual cube. So now we can make it into a thin item. I still have to work on this text to adjust the scale. But now we can make the box thinner. So in case you want to use this for like a product box or something like that, we can do that as well. So that's where I'm at right now. And if you have any questions, actually one thing, I did have somebody ask me how I did those bounces. So here's an example, and I'm going to use one of the scales, the scale on the Y. And as you can see here, let me turn off the keyframer. Let me make this bigger. As you can see here, here's the animation path of that bounce. The way it works is I'm using 3 different behaviors. So the first one that starts is, let me turn these off, is a simple ramp. As you can see, the ramp is going up from one scale to the other. And I start the ramp at -80. The cube is at 100%. And since at -80, the cube doesn't go completely to 0. It starts off at that size, which is 20% of the size, and it scales up. So the start value is -80 and it ends at 0, which is the actual cube size of 0. The offsets is the actual starting and end point of that animation. Next thing I do is I add an oscillate. Oh, let me turn off this. And then I added an oscillate. So as you can see with the oscillate, it provides this bounce, but the bounce happens throughout the whole animation. So, and then the start offset, I started the animation bounce, the oscillate, at 91.2 frames into the animation. And then what I do is I add a ramp amplitude. So I bring that amplitude of 30% and I use this ramp tied to this amplitude and I bring it down to -30. So what that does is it brings that bounciness, that oscillation, down to 0%. Because I subtracted 30% from the amplitude of the oscillate, that is 30%. And that's pretty much it. I know someone had asked a question how that was done, so here's the answer. I'll still have more work to do, and please, if you have any suggestions, any more requests, let me know. I always like new challenges, so please let me know what you think of the work. And make sure you visit my website at motionmastertemplates.com. I have over 15 free templates for you to download. And thank you for your time. Have an amazing day.